Welcome to this video on the currency history of the Netherlands Indies guilder, spanning from 1602 to 1953. We will explore the complex interplay of trade, war, and arbitrage that defined the economic landscape of the Dutch East Indies. Before the colonial era, the Majapahit Empire relied on Chinese copper cash coins, often strung together. When trade restrictions caused copper shortages, local merchants turned to forged coins made of lead and tin, leading to significant fluctuations in value. By the 17th century, the trade coin landscape was diverse. While local lead coins were common but restricted to local use, silver coins like the Rijksdaalder and the Spanish real provided higher value, with the Spanish real becoming a global standard. In 1724, the VOC introduced copper duits to replace lead currency. By stamping their own monogram on these coins and limiting legal tender status to these marked pieces, they established a monopoly and managed profit margins through specific valuation strategies. The VOC utilized an arbitrage engine by creating dual values for the same currency. By paying local expenses with light money and demanding payments in heavy money, officials could extract significant personal profits, often at the expense of the company. To compete with Indian merchants, the Dutch adapted to local preferences by minting silver Javan rupees. These coins mirrored the weight and purity of the Mughal Empire's Surat rupee, demonstrating a strategic cultural adaptation in trade. The 1796 emergency saw a severe coin shortage after European shipments ceased. To cope, the Batavian Mint imported Japanese copper bars and crudely chopped them into chunks, which were dubbed bonks. This led to issues with weight consistency and widespread counterfeiting. The synthesis of empire metals was diverse, from melting cannons during wartime blockades to using lead, tin, and scrap silver. The Dutch constantly improvised their coinage based on material availability and the urgent needs of the colonial economy. During the British interregnum from 1811 to 1816, Governor Stamford Raffles introduced significant changes. This included an experimental minting of tin duits and a shift towards paper currency as the British took control of the region. The 1830s cultivation system necessitated a huge supply of small change, leading to the minting of billions of 1-cent coins. By 1854, the Dutch modernized the system, decimalizing the currency and introducing machine-milled coins. De Javasche Bank oversaw the shift from hard-backed currency to fiat money. Over decades, the backing of banknotes transitioned from gold and silver to copper, and eventually to a system where government-declared legal tender became the norm. The period from 1942 to 1949 was defined by propaganda wars through currency. Different entities, including the Japanese military, the Dutch government in exile, and the emerging republic, issued competing notes to assert authority and influence nationalist sentiment. The era of the guilder effectively ended between 1949 and 1953. Following a peace treaty, Indonesia nationalized the Javasche Bank, and the rupiah eventually replaced the guilder as the nation's sole official currency.